Good morning, everyone. In the previous lecture, we have already discussed what are electrophiles, what are nucleophiles, and the different types of solvents. So, in this particular lecture, we will discuss about the nucleophilicity of a nucleophile. So, what is the nucleophilicity? Nucleophilicity of a nucleophile. So actually nucleophilicity is the power of a nucleophile to donate the lone pair of electrons. We all know what is the main function of nucleophile, as nucleophile is an electron rich species, so it can easily donate its lone pair of electron to the electron deficient species. This is the main function of a nucleophile. Okay, so it is the tendency of a nucleophile to donate its lone pair of electrons. To donate its lone pair of electrons. Or it defines the power of a nucleophile to donate the lone pair of electrons. For example, if we have water and hydrogen sulfide. Okay, both are nucleophiles because they both have two lone pair of electron. They can easily give their lone pair of electron to any electron deficient species, but their nucleophilicity, their power is different because we all know ये case है same group का. As we go from top to bottom, the atomic size increases and the attraction of lone pairs towards the nucleus decreases. So, in case of sulfur, it can easily donate its lone pair of electron as compared to oxygen. So, the nucleophilicity of H2S is more as compared to H2O. So, I am discussing the factors affecting the nucleophilicity and taking the first factor as atomic size. Okay, the first factor is factors affecting the nucleophile. एक heading डाल देना atomic size. So the first factor is atomic size. So as we go from top to bottom, and this factor is only valid in case of a group, not in period, because as we go from left to right, there is a small change in the size, ठीक है, and there is a large change in electronegativity. That is why we will take electronegativity factor. So as we go from top to bottom, atomic size increases and the attraction of electrons will decrease. That is why nucleophilicity or the tendency will increase. Nucleophilicity increases. Okay, so this is the main reason why on going from top to bottom the nucleophilicity increases, because the size will increase. Okay, so I am taking the example of H2O, H2S, H2SE, H2TE, and H2PO. Okay, so I am going from top to bottom. The attraction will decrease and the nucleophilicity is increase. And the second example is, this is the first example. The second example is NH2, NH3, TH3, ASS3, SBH3, and BiH3. So as we go from top to bottom, again the size will increase and the attraction of lone pair towards the nucleus will decrease. So nucleophilicity will increase. So this is the second example. And the third example is quite important. Like we have F negative with lone pair, Cl negative with negative charge with lone pair, Br negative charge with lone pair, and we have I negative with lone pair. Again, as we go from top to bottom, the atomic size will increase. That is why the nucleophilicity will increase. So this is the first factor which influence the nucleophilicity, or on which the nucleophilicity depends. As the atomic size increases, uh, the nucleophilicity will also increase. And I'm again saying that this factor is only valid in case of a group, not in period. Okay, so this is all about atomic size. So the second factor is electronegativity, and this factor is valid only in case of a period. The second factor is electronegativity. So as we go from left to right along a period, electronegativity increases. Okay, so the electronegativity increases, or the attraction toward the shear pair of electron increases. Okay, so I am taking an example, like we have CH3 negative with lone pair, and NH2 negative with lone pair, OH negative. These all are nucleophiles, and at last we have F negative. Okay, so as we go from left to right, the electronegativity increases and the attraction will also increase. As we go from left to right, electronegativity increase, attraction towards the nucleus increases, and the nucleophilicity will decrease. Nucleophilicity decreases. So this is the second factor. So the order of nucleophilicity will be CH3 की सबसे ज़्यादा, then we have NH2 negative, then we have OH negative, और F negative की क्या होगी सबसे कम. Okay, so here we are taking the electronegativity factor, not the size factor. Okay, because they all have the same size, near about same size. Okay, so the third factor is which influence the nucleophilicity is steric repulsion. Steric repulsion. So if the nucleophile is highly crowded, then it is not easy for the nucleophile to donate its lone pair of electron. For example, we have CH3 or negative with lone pair. Okay, and next if I have this group, the tertiary one. Okay, so negative charge. Now this carbon is sp3 hybridized and the structure is tetrahedral. So these all carbon atoms are surrounding this oxygen atom. These three carbon atoms, these three methyl groups are surrounding the oxygen atom, and it is quite tough for the oxygen atom to donate its lone pair of electron to any electron deficient species. So in case of this, there is no repulsion, there is no steric crowding. So that is why steric crowding is inversely proportional to the nucleophilicity. Okay, or the nucleophilicity is inversely proportional to steric repulsion. So now the order of nucleophilicity will be CH3O negative की सबसे ज़्यादा, then we have CH3 CH2O negative, and then we have the secondary one CH3O negative, and last we have this tertiary. So this is the order of nucleophilicity. Okay, so this is the third factor, and the fourth and fifth factor is the nature of nucleophile. Fourth factor is nature of nucleophile, and the fifth factor is the effect of solvent. We have already discussed in the previous lecture. So the nature of nucleophile. This is the fourth factor. So nature of nucleophile में क्या है? The tendency to donate the electrons of a negatively charged species is more. Okay. For example, if we have NH3 with lone pair, and on the second we have NH2 negative with lone pair, then the tendency to donate the lone pair of electrons of a negative charged species with lone pair is more. Actually, NH2 negative is highly unstable. That is why it can easily donate its lone pair of electrons. Okay, any charged species is less stable as compared to a neutral species. Okay, So similarly we have CH3O negative with lone pair. So इसकी भी न्यूक्लियोफिलिसिटी क्या होगी, CH3OH से ज़्यादा होगी. Okay, so this is the fourth factor, and the last factor is nature of solvent. Nature of solvent. So I am taking the example of halogen group. I am taking the example of halogen group, like if we have F negative, Br negative, Cl negative, and I negative. Okay. So we all know that. If we have Cl here and Br over here. Okay. So as we go from top to bottom, the size will increase, the size of the atom will increase. Now if we are taking a polar protic solvent, if we are taking a protic solvent like water, if the solvent is not mentioned, you have to take it water, because water is an universal solvent. Okay. So if we have a polar protic solvent like we have water, so water can easily solvate these ions. But as we know that the size of I negative is quite large, so it is not easy for the water to solvate or hydrate a large size atom. Okay. So that is why the solvation in case of I negative is small as compared to F negative, because the size of I negative is quite large and it is not easy for water to solvate a large molecule, a large species. And so solvent factor is only valid if there is a size difference. If there is no size difference, then the factor of solvent is useless. Okay. Then it can easily solvate all the or you can say it can solvate equally if the size of the species are same. Okay. तो अगर size जो है species का, if the size of the nucleophile is nearly same, then this factor is not valid, because the solvent can the polar protic solvent can easily solvate all can solvate the nucleophile equally. Okay. And if we have a protic solvent cannot solvate the nucleophile. Okay. So in most of the cases in nucleophilic substitution reactions, we will take a protic solvent as the solvent, not protic solvent. We will discuss it in the next lecture. What is nucleophilic substitution reaction, and what are the factors, what are the types of nucleophilic substitution reaction. So I hope you found this lecture helpful, and this is quite enough for this particular lecture. And what is nucleophilicity, what are its types. So thank you so much.